Sheila. Hello, Tamam.
Hello.
Now today, as you know, we are going to make a nice interview about salsa world and salsa people around parties, around salsa congress, and we just want to make some nice conversation together.
Okay.
Yeah, give just a little very nice cute smile, and I hope we will enjoy the time together. And I just want to get some answer from you, what you are thinking about salsa and salsa people around your experiences, from your experiences, what you have observed till now. And yeah, we will just share these ideas with our Turkish people in Turkey.
Okay.
Okay, now I'm very excited. Let's start it. Now, my first question for you. How did you start to salsa?
Oh, how did I start with salsa? I
Yeah.
guess it's the first question that I always get. It was actually a woman that got me into salsa, but I guess it's everybody's story. But well, it's not true to say everybody's story, but at least half of the people's story in this world. Sheila was, she comes from Puerto Rico, so for Sheila, this was, I suppose, something very normal as part of her growing up.
Okay, stop here, please. I want to get her opinion in her language, please.
Opinion?
Your opinion in your language. You can speak Spanish, no problem.
De cómo empezaste tú con el mundo de la salsa y todas estas cosas.
How did you start to salsa? Actually, it's in your blood, I know it.
Bueno, yo empecé primero con tantos tipos de baile, tipo la danza clásica y todas estas cosas. Cuando empecé en la salsa, definitivamente decidí quedarme porque para mí es vida, es lo que hago, lo que escucho todo el día, así que lo tengo en la sangre porque soy puertorriqueña.
People, I don't know any words, I have no idea, but I think she is talking very good. Yeah, continue.
It sounds nice, right?
It sounds very nice. It's very sexy language, you know it.
¿Me está interrumpiendo?
Yes, he's
Okay.
interrupting.
Y nada, es un tipo de vida. Nosotros en Puerto Rico lo vivimos diferente porque nacemos ya con esta cosa, así que la salsa para mí es todo, te puedo decir, hasta el sol de hoy.
Okay, thank you for your...
¿Entendiste algo?
Did you understand something? So I guess that was an
I think we need a translation from Tamam.
Right, well, basically, Sheila is saying that for her, coming from Puerto Rico, not only do they carry it in their blood, but it's part of their daily routine. So salsa is something that they grow up with doing, and it's a very natural thing to do. Her dancing comes from modern, from ballet, from classic dance, and that was her formation as she was growing up. But in essence, salsa was always part of her life, so it was just a routine thing for her to do.
Yeah, we can understand. Thank you so much.
Absolutely normal.
Okay, the next question from my side could be actually your partnership. How long have you been partnering together?
Sheila and I. Sheila and I have started partnering since October last year, right? Yeah.
How many shows did you realize till now?
Well, until now we have produced one piece that is our original piece that we have made together. It's called Libertango. It's one that we've released for 2014. That is going to be our tour show.
Okay.
And alongside that, we have revived two other choreographies. One of them is Señales de Humo, and the other one is El Porón Pompero. These are two very different, well actually together they're three different types of shows that we're putting on tour for 2014 to offer different tastes around the world. So the people in Turkey would like to see a particular kind of show that they quite enjoy because they can relate more to what they do there.
I hope we can see you both in Turkey one time. I'm sure now the people now hearing you and your voice, and I'm sure they will show their interest to you. We will see it. I'm very excited to your new show also. Yeah, we will see it, people. And again, the next question maybe for you, if you, I don't know, we will. Okay, I will come to your point.
We'll go slowly into.
I don't know lots of things about you, but you told me that you are preparing actually a show with Tamam and you show with your group in Italy. You are living in Italy, right?
Palermo.
Okay, in Palermo, right? And you have also their dance group, and you have lots of partners. And I don't know how you find this time for everything. This is unbelievable, crazy. Actually, you are creative, you know it. I know it. Not the people know it, but I know it.
Me pregunto cómo me organizo, ¿no? Es un poquito difícil porque también tengo un niño, así que trato de balancearlo todo. 24 horas al día no me dan la realidad. Entonces, pues me divido en días, doy 3 días con los muchachos, vengo el fin de semana a trabajar con TAMAMBO y trabajo en diferentes sitios, diferentes escuelas, así que es un poquito difícil, pero se puede hacer organizándose bien, dividiendo los horarios, los días, y el tiempo libre no existe. Pero pues trato de hacerlo todo lo mejor posible. Cuestión de organizarse bien, de tener un plan de lo que quieres hacer y de dividirlo al mejor modo posible.
Translation, please.
Well, pretty
no
much she's trying to say that 24 hours is not enough in a day for her.
I'm sure, yeah.
But it's, especially because
this should be a big patient. This should be a really big patient.
Well, and more so because she's a mother. She's a single mom. She has a son who's around 4 years old and going to 5 now, right? Yeah. And it's he's becoming very independent, but still requires mom to be around.
By the way, people, I have to share some small information for you. The son belong to Adolfo Indechia, I think. Is correct?
Yes.
Yeah, the father is so
yeah.
The baby is already very famous, I think.
Mambo.
Also a very famous baby. Okay.
And well, besides that, she runs a couple of groups in Italy. She has a ladies group only. She has a group of mixed couples in there as well. Besides the fact that SHEILA is still competing at world level, so she won last year's Puerto Rico Salsa Congress solo ladies footwork thingy. And she did that for 2 years in a row, actually. She won that for 2 years in a row, and she gave it a break last year because she started working with me and started doing other things as well. And this year she is preparing herself also to go and compete again. So she has a lot going on. But it's not only that. It's not just a solo competition, but she's also doing a couple competition as well, at the same time as running her 3 groups now in Italy, and at the same time as dancing with me.
You see people.
Superwoman.
You see people are very hardworking. They are working very hard. They are giving everything for this job, and they just doing it not to earn money. Also, it's a patient. It's not only about money. It is a lifestyle now for them. So it is very important for Turkish people to understand this mentality. It is.
I mean, an important thing, I guess, to mention here is that when we actually had this discussion today while we were at rehearsals, that what we do, we do because we love. We don't do it if it's for the money. We're in the wrong business.
Of course, all dancers are poor.
all artists generally are poor people. You die poor, but you're famously poor. So but we're happily being poor. But it's a point that if we did this for money, we would not be doing this for too long, and we'd have other things to do. But this is it's a very cliched saying that salsa is life, but it is definitely our life.
It is life.
So
it is in your blood.
It's part of what we do, and myself coming from an Arabic background, growing up in Spain, I feel very Latin when it comes to these things. That it became part of my life because it's part of my story of growing up in the Latin culture.
Mm-hmm.
So for all people out there in Turkey and around the world that have nothing to do with Latin music. One of the first concepts behind it is if you're dancing Latin music, understand what you're dancing to. So understand the words, understand the language behind it, and you will understand the culture, and that will become your life as well.
Very correct. Very correct. Okay. Next question again for you both. Where have you been till now in Congress this year? Which Congress did you visit? And
how much time do we have?
Just a little bit, and then
I think you might run out of tape on that one. Jesus Christ!
Just give some highlights.
We've been all over. We've been all over Europe. Main ones being Berlin, a bunch of them in Italy at the Milano, the World Salsa meeting. These are highlights of events,
yeah.
but I mean, really, it's like we could be doing at any one time, because Sheila and I do work separately as well, because she works with her groups and I work as a soloist as well doing my thing. So
I think you have also a second partner, right?
Correct. I have a second dance partner as well, whom I work with for a lot of the gigs that Sheila cannot do. She comes over with me and does that work. But just generally speaking, it's too much to mention. So I would just say to keep it very nice and short. We go to many events this year. We're looking to doubling the amount of events we're going to next year. Some events we're going to 2 events in 1 weekend. So
okay, let's stop here and
and go to the next question.
I think it will be a very long interview if I can continue with this topic. Let's change the topic. Okay, then the next question: what could be your recommendation to Turkish salsa dancers when they are dancing in a social party? What is your most advice to these people? That's all.
Disfrutarlo.
Enjoy it.
Just enjoy it.
Sheila, yeah. By the way, you have been in Turkey. You have been in Turkey. Please give me some experience about your Turkey in Antalya.
Mira, el evento estuvo de verdad bien bonito. No me esperaba que fuera un evento tan grande, ya que era en Turquía. Pero estuvo de verdad súper emocionante ver que la salsa ha evolucionado así tanto que llegamos a todas partes del mundo y que nos une. Que es lo más importante, que la salsa nos une, lo disfrutamos todos con todos y no tenemos una diferencia de razas, de eso, ¿verdad? En Antalya fue una experiencia bien bonita. Adolfo fue a Antalya, Adolfo mi hijo, y bailó con todo el mundo y disfrutó mucho también el del evento y estamos... me gustó de verdad mucho la organización y toda la gente, bailamos toda la noche y tienen mucho talento.
Okay, translate please.
That they have the Turkish crowd. She was out there, and her son Adolfo. So Adolfo Jr. was out there dancing in Antalya, and she was at the Congress out there a couple of years ago, and she really enjoyed it. She said it was a very beautiful event. The people were extremely kind out there, and that she had a very good time, and they danced all night. Just generally, her opinion is that the Turkish people are a good crowd out there.
Turkish people, you did very well.
Turkish rule.
Turkish rule, yeah.
Well, I can only comment on Turkish people coming to other parts of Europe, to congresses where I've been to. And I can tell you that they're very easygoing people, and they try to continue bringing that warmth that they have to the congresses as well. They're very kind, very humble people.
Nice to hear such kind of words.
In terms, and we're not saying this, but by the way, because this is for a Turkish website for a Turkish
Dance
audience
magazine,
to look at it. But it's actually it's more so that as a culture, I can relate a lot to an Arabic culture where there is a lot of kindness and there is a lot of humility in what they do. Also, there's a lot of talent in terms of performances. So I've seen so much come over that actually leaves me with my mouth open sometimes, where I look at a performance and I go, wow, where is this couple from? And they go, they're from Turkey. And I go, wow, this is really awesome. And it's just good to see that the whole world is ruling. It's not just, you don't have to be a Latino to be at the top of a game or to bring a top performance. You just have to be a hard worker.
Yeah,
and that's what it really comes down to.
Yeah.
So I have absolute admiration for them, at least for those that have come over here and shown us their talent and represented Turkey.
Okay, tamam. One more question for you, exactly, because now we have been living in Germany since now, I think, approximately one and a half year. Is correct?
Yeah,
something like that. Yeah. Maybe you can also compare some German local parties, German local salsa parties, and international salsa parties. What are missing? What are good? What are not so good? Do you have any idea?
Well, in terms of comparing German parties in Germany with parties elsewhere around the world, it is, it's a little bit hit and miss. That you'll find some very good events, mainly in the big cities, in the larger cities. You'll find a lot more talent because there are a lot more people dancing. So generally speaking, when you have good dancers, it pushes other people to become good dancers as well. the smaller the city it is, the harder it is for talent to become good. And this is true of practically any city in the world. When I compare it at the level of congresses, for example, it also becomes very hard to gauge because all these congresses are becoming international. So you have a very beautiful mix of people, and it makes it extremely hard to say the Congress here, the dancers are much better. Yes, they are much better, but where do they come from? And it's really hard to gauge. So it's a hard one. It's a difficult one.
Next question is, in Turkey, my own observation is in last years, the people are going to competitions so often. They are competing with salsa, and it's just my feeling, they are not getting so much joy from salsa. They are just doing this as competition and lots of work. And how do you interpret this kind of trend? This is in salsa, according to your opinion, should be lots of competition, or it is about actually more fun? What is your opinion?
It's a tricky one again, but I'm going to let SHEILA answer this question because SHEILA comes more from the competition environment. So SHEILA can
there should be some advantages
referente a las competencias que estamos hablando de que está hablando de que es un trend en Turquía que hay más gente bailando en plan de competencia y no están disfrutando mucho del baile. ¿Cuál es tu observación de eso o tu comentario?
Como te estaba diciendo, ese fue el tema del fin de semana de nosotros. Para mí la competencia es una preparación totalmente diferente a lo que tiene que ver la salsa para espectáculos o la salsa por divertimiento, para divertirse. Obviamente yo el trabajo, si no me divierto, no tiene sentido, pero yo creo que las competencias te preparan a ser mejor bailarín. En vez las seratas te ayudan a poder...
Las seratas.
Italiano.
Hablando italiano.
Las seratas te ayudan a poder conocer más gente, a ir por diversión. No toda la gente que va a la discoteca a bailar social puede hacer una competencia, pero sí los que compiten pueden también bajar un poquito y bailar social para divertirse. Yo creo que depende del balance de lo que quieran hacer. Yo, por ejemplo, compito. Sí, porque me gusta. Y bailo social y a la vez hago espectáculos y he entendido con los años que hay una gran diferencia para todo. Lo importante, como dije al inicio, es el divertirse, el saber que hay diferentes límites. Obviamente no todos podemos hacer competencia. Yo soy pro las competencias. El que lo quiera hacer te tiene que preparar. Y perdemos tiempo, perdemos vida, es un tipo de preparación diferente. Pero creo que tenemos que poder haber un balance justo para poder hacer las tres cosas tranquilamente, ¿no?
El único problema que veo yo a veces, y esto es cierto, es cuando los competidores llevan la competencia a la pista de baile.
Es lo que iba a decir, sí.
Y ahí es cuando ese tren falla ahí un poquito porque la interpretación de la competencia cuando se lleva a la pista de baile...
No, definitivamente no se debería de hacer. Por eso digo que hay que crear un buen balance de todo. Hay que saber que cuando uno va a competir tiene que hacer un trabajo diferente, cuando uno va a la serata tiene que hacer a la discoteca es un otro tipo de mood, un otro tipo de persona y que no...
Okay.
Well, in translation, it's actually, nosotros nos fuimos ya hablando ya.
Así no
es. That basically, competition is healthy as long as you are able to have a balance. And the balance is that when you're preparing for a competition, according to SHEILA, it prepares you. It's a different type of preparation for when you're going to compete than when you're going to do a performance or when you're going to go on a dance floor and go to a social party to go and dance. So there are three different points here. So one of the points is when you're going to dance that it should be the fun element in there. When you're going to do a performance, an artistic performance, your preparation is completely different because you have a lot of acting in there probably, you have a lot of lines, a lot of pauses, etc. When you're going to compete, it's like an Olympian. If you're going to compete in the Olympics, that's the kind of preparation you need. It's training, and it's training, and it's training. That's what it really comes down to.
Y dietas.
And a lot of dieting as well. Yes, very important dieting. Dieting doesn't mean lose weight. Dieting means being in very good shape and being extremely healthy and fit for it. And Sheila's take on this is that the preparation for a competition takes you to the next level up. And that is a very good thing. And that's what makes it extremely healthy when you're competing. So that then when you go to do stage shows or you go social dancing, you're able to drop down what you're doing to have a good time without having to put the amount of effort. The problem is, and that was when I jumped in and I started having the discussion with Sheila, is the only problem that I see, and this was very normal, this was very typical of Spain actually 10 years ago, probably you still find some elements of it, is when you're trying to take the competition to the dance floor. Who are you trying to compete against? Nobody's going to give you a prize. Correct. So after the dance, you just walk out and think, well, 6 people looked at me. Yeah, either 6 people that looked at you. If I'm one of the people that looked at you, I'm looking at you thinking, what the hell did you just do? Like, was it really necessary for you to throw the girl up in the air, stuck her to the roof, went and got a drink, came back and then collected her and then continued dancing? Like, you know what? And then you have 6 people who come up with a number and say 6 points. 6 points. I mean, there has to be some sense in what you're doing, and it has to make a little bit of sense in what you're doing.
Very nice.
But so it's, this is generally how I think when I'm looking at people trying to do a competition on a dance floor with no judges. It's ridiculous. You don't have a number on your back. So they have to find you to give you your $10,000 that you think you got. But so this is the very fine line, and where you have to be able to say, I'm here to have a good time. This is the dance floor. Who am I dancing for? Am I dancing for everybody to look at me, or am I dancing because I'm enjoying the music with the person that I'm dancing, and this person who I'm dancing with is the only person in the world for the next 3 minutes, 4 minutes that that song lasts.
Very good, yeah. I'm absolutely with you. Thank you for your very valuable information, really. But last but not least, I would like to ask your last comments or words about Turkish people. What would you recommend for Turkish people to improve their self in salsa scene? Yeah, very hard question. I know.
I got one. And this is something that I got from my brother when I was 10 years old. That life is not a sprint, it's a marathon. And we never reach to the top saying we know everything, because we're still learning and we're still on a journey. This is nothing else than being a Buddhist on the road, on the long road without an end. And every day that goes by is a new experience. We learn from good people, we learn from bad people. From good people we learn how to do it, from bad people we learn how not to do it. And that experience is what makes our journey better for only one person, for only one reason. And that is that we become better people every day that goes by. And that is what makes us enjoy dance every day more and more.
Very good. I think you have the same opinion, more or less.
What? Did I just take the word?
Condivido la tuya.
She agrees with me.
Y dijo que después de la salsa viene el reggaetón.
And after the salsa llega reggaeton. That's very important. It's a very important part.
It was great. It was a great interview. Really, I enjoyed a lot during this interview, and I'm very appreciated to have this interview with you both. And I would like to also please hold the camera.
Oh yeah, let me hold the camera for
you.
Yo, he did a good job. Y'all give it up for your man who...
I would like to thank you to Gürkan Görmez to give me this chance to make this interview with these world stars, salsa world stars, TAMAMBO and SHEILA de Jesus.
Bravo.
I'm sorry
Bravo.
for my pronunciation.
Very bravo.
Maybe it could be wrong, but I try to give my best. So I would like to just thank you to both, and thank you for your time to share with me. And teşekkürler Türkiye. Görüşmek üzere. Yakında oradayım. Bye bye.
Teşekkürler Türkiye.
Teşekkürler Türkiye. Teşekkürler.
Teşekkürler Türkiye.
Yeah.
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 Así no es.
Thanks so much.